Time now for our short session on Aparoksh Anubhuti. Today I have chosen Shloka 13. Let me chant it for you. Naham bhuta gano deho, naham chaksha ganasthatha, etad vilakshana kaschit, vichara soyami drishaha. Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya writes, I am not this body, the bundle of elements, nor am I the senses. I am something other than these. This is the way for inquiry. So last time we discussed Shlok 9, and there we learned that the sadhak needs to complete, to master, to perfect the 4 qualifications to be able to attain knowledge, which will then lead to his liberation. The 4 qualifications, as you already know, are Vivek, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, and Mumukshata. So he has to get this mastery of these 4 qualifications. After that, what should he do? After that, the sadhak has to start contemplation. He has to start self-inquiry, and then he will be easily led to the knowledge that he is seeking. Now, this is the part which becomes quite difficult for most sadhaks. How to do this inquiry? What does it actually mean? What is contemplation? And they are having this difficulty mainly because the first 4 qualifications have not yet been mastered or perfected. So it's very important to go gradually, step by step. I know that every week we are jumping to the next step here. But you know that even though I'm just indicating what the next step is over here, you need to practice each step as we did in Sadhana Panchakam for many, many days, weeks, months even, before you move on to the next step. Well, here I have to tell you about Shlok 13 and what it actually means to do self-inquiry or contemplation. Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya tells you to start with the first basic question for inquiry, and that is, who am I? If we don't know who I am, who we are, then that's the most ridiculous part of life if we don't even know who we are. So it's a basic question, and we all seem to know the answer, don't we? That I am a person, I'm Mr. So-and-so or Mrs. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so. I am tall or thin or fat or short, beautiful, ugly, handsome. These are the general answers we get to the question, who are you? I'm 20 years old, I'm 30 years old, 50 years, 70 years. Where do I live? I live in Bombay, I live in Delhi, I live in Singapore, wherever. What do you do? I'm a student, I'm an architect, I'm a teacher. And this is the way we normally think of ourselves. When you are asked the question, who are you? These are the general answers that immediately spring up in our mind. And they are correct. They are correct from the vyavaharik point of view, from the worldly vyavahar, the way we have to live in the world. We need all these kind of answers to the question, who are you? And it's very natural to say these answers. But when you want to delve deeper into the spiritual aspect of yourself, then with the guidance of the Guru, you come to realize that you are much more than the body. You are much more than your height and your weight and your look and your name and your form. So we have heard many times that your real nature is Atma. But if you go out in the world and someone asks you for an introduction, and if you say, I am Atma, then that obviously doesn't work. So remember, when you are dealing with the world, when you are in Vyavahar, when you are in dealing with the outside world, you have to give the answers that match with that environment. But when you are in the spiritual mode, when you are doing self-inquiry, when you're doing contemplation, then those answers should not come into the way of your spiritual inquiry. So both these things have to be understood clearly, separately. So here in this shloka, Bhagavan starts with saying, I am not this body. So how do I do self-inquiry to get it into my head, to have a nishtha that I am not the body? So the first way you can inquire is to understand that there are two entities, a subject and an object. A subject is the one who sees anything, who perceives anything by the five senses. And the object is that which the subject perceives. For example, right now, as we are on Zoom, I am the subject and I am watching you on the other side as the object. Whereas for you, you are the subject, you are watching me and I become the object. The only way that I am able to perceive you and you are able to perceive me is because we are two separate entities. If we were the same person, like I cannot be the subject and the object also cannot be me because there is no separation. So there's always going to be two separate things. Subject is separate, object is separate. That has to be understood. So because I can see this body, I can see my arm, I can see myself in the mirror, I can see many things around me, all those things cannot be I in the deeper sense. So the Atma is the real subject, which is here seeing the object, which is the body. So am I the body or am I the Atma? So when you want to examine that, you need to go a little further in your inquiry. We need to see what is this body actually composed of? What is it? What is the body? The body basically is just a collection of different elements like calcium and sulfur and sodium and magnesium and carbon. Just that. It's all like a collection of different elements and some gases like oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen. And all these elements can be perceived, can be seen, can be experienced. All these elements and all these gases are objects. And I, who is observing them, am the subject. And this body is made up of all these elements. And since I can view the body, that means I am not the body. The seer and the body are two different entities. Okay? Since I can perceive these elements, they cannot be the true me. Therefore, these elements which make up the body are not me. I am not the body. Then another way you can inquire. We have learnt many times through Bhagavad Gita also that the Atma is eternal, right? It was never born, it never dies, it never changes, it's eternal. Now, is this body eternal? Is this body never changing? No, the physical body actually goes through 6 different modifications. It starts with an existence, then it is born, then it changes, then it grows, then it decays, and then it dies. So since I am able to experience all the 6 modifications of the physical body, that means I cannot be the body because I am eternal. I am Atma. Therefore, I never change. This is the way you have to do self-inquiry. This is the way, through the guidance of the Guru, of course, you sit in meditation, you sit in contemplation, and you eliminate the different aspects of who I am not. And here in this shloka, we are trying to eliminate the fact that I am not the body. And Bhagwan also says, I am not the bundle of elements. And then he also says, I am not the senses. So you know that we have 5 senses through which we navigate the world: eyes, nose, ears, touch, and taste. Now, these are also part of the body only, right? So if I am not the body, how can the sense organs be me? I am not the body, therefore I am also not the sense organs. The sense organs are our instruments through which we are able to live in the world, navigate ourselves, and they cannot be who I am, because I am the subject who is able to perceive the sense organs, who is using the sense organs. Just like, for example, if you have to travel from one place to the other, you will take a car, right? And with the car, you will navigate from point of origin to the point of destination. But you don't become the car. The car is your instrument and you are different. In the same way, our sense organs are our instruments which help us to move from one part of the world, in one experience to another experience. Therefore, neither am I the body, nor am I the elements which make up the body, nor am I the sense organs. This is the way, Bhagwan says, this is the way of inquiry. But all this has to be done after you have mastered the 4 qualifications of Vivek, Vairagya, Satsampati, and Mumukshata. When you have done that, then this inquiry becomes very, very sahaj, very simple, without any complications. So, at least you have a theoretical, intellectual understanding of how to do the inquiry, and you can still try to do it even if you have not yet mastered the 4 qualifications. Hopefully, it will yield good results for you. Next week, we will see another way of doing self-inquiry that Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya recommends. All right?